If you clicked on this video, chances are you're wondering if it's normal not to be able to hear the voice of God in your life anymore. Or maybe you've never been able to hear it. Is this something to worry about? And if so, how can you hear that voice again? Are you being abandoned by Him? Rest assured you're not alone in asking these questions. This video aims to provide answers and guidance for those seeking to reconnect with the divine. Hey everyone, and welcome back to this little corner of freedom on YouTube. I'm Luke, a spiritual guide online, and I hope you're living your fullest life in the best way possible. Today I would love to talk about something every believer has to deal with at some point in their life, and it's the silence of God. Almost everyone who embarks on a path of faith experiences a sense of divinity and calm, and the supernatural, especially at the very beginning. Everything seems new and splendid, and it feels as though God is listening and responding, not verbally, but through the things that people do around you. And this is a beautiful state that can last for a long time, but it also depends on us to maintain it if we want to continue living in this manner. However, this state can change, and we may enter a variable period during which we lose contact with the divine or God. Everything becomes silent, and especially God remains silent. We ask for advice, guidance, but receive nothing in return, only silence. These things test our faith, but they also provide us with hidden grace. If we can find the key to interpreting these moments and make them a part of our lives, this grace will be revealed to us. Ultimately, this is the task of our lives. Training ourselves in this way, or better yet, being trained in this way, makes sense, at least if you look at life in the same way I do. These words may be beautiful, but how can we practically live these moments well? What do they mean, and how can they be moments of grace? Firstly, let's consider what it means to no longer be able to hear the voice of God. Based on my experiences, God's silence can mean one of two things. Either we have shifted the focal point of our life away from Him, or He wants to teach us something. For me, living on this earth is a preparation, is a school where we learn things that can only be understood and learned by experiencing life as human beings. When God is silent, we must remain focused on Him. That is the specific time when we should strive to live in the present moment as best as we can, while also learning to be autonomous in certain moments. But why is being autonomous so important? Because relying on God for everything can feel like a transactional relationship rather than a loving one. It can be like a customer-merchant relationship, where we, the customers, expect that by doing everything God tells us, we can demand what we want as if from a discount store. If such a relationship existed, it would be completely unhealthy. It is true that Jesus tells us to ask and it will be given to us, but this request is different because God gives us what we need in every situation, as long as it is a situation beyond our control or not depending on us. And this idea is not entirely different from the concept of the law of attraction. Essentially, what many refers to as the law of attraction is, for me, directly or indirectly asking God for what I need with assumption that He will provide it because He has to promise to do so, is natural and is the same. In my personal experience, when I first began my journey of faith, I felt completely alone, and I attempted to reach out to other believers, but they seemed light years away from me. Even when I tried to express myself and make them understanding my feelings, all I received were cliches, words that had little to do with my experience and personal faith. And I was told things like God provides, don't worry, or God listens and speaks to you. But it's you don't know how to listen, Although these things could be true and sensible, they were expressed in an impersonal manner, and they were mostly repeated by people who pretended to be farther along in their faith simply because they had attended church for years and parroted things like a broken record that they had been told or heard during celebration or retreats. And however, I have always believed that faith encompassed more than just that. It is why I am here to share that there is a lively, genuine and motivated side to faith. Regrettably, there are individuals within ecclesiastical institutions of any denomination who lacks this passion and only attends out of habit. That is why I want to emphasize that there are people like myself who led authentic lives and aspire to bring their faith and relationship with God into the present day. If there's one thing to take away from all of this and hold dear, it's this: trust is the most valuable thing in this lifelong journey. Remaining steadfast in faith shapes us as we acknowledge that God we believe in is not a fictional character subject to petty emotions and false promises. God is faithful because only He can truly help us in times of difficulty, but only if we have faith in Him. It is important to focus on trust as a demonstration that we consider God a central part of our lives. He does not impose Himself or interrupt our life, but rather manifests Himself when we allow Him to participate in our life through our love and faith. Just as we would not allow a stranger into our homes, God not force Himself upon when we don't want Him. When it comes to the absence of God, it's important to recognize the value of the present moment. Just as we do with close friends, having them over every day might change our relationship and leave us with nothing new to share. We might even become tired of each other. Sometimes being alone is necessary to ask ourselves questions and gain an understanding that we would not be able to have otherwise. So in conclusion, I would like to add that instead of fearing God's silence, try to experience it as a moment to collect your thoughts and talk to God about them when the time will come. You will both have so much to say to each other, and making that moment one of the special moments in your life between you and Him. It's time now for me to wrap up, but I hope you found something helpful for your current situation. If you did, please take a minute to leave a comment below. You can ask questions or request help with a specific matter. As I always say, I'm here for you, so feel free to take advantage of that. Also, please press the like button so that YouTube knows that my videos are helping someone and can promote them. If you would like to follow me on this channel, please press the subscribe button and the bell too. This will help me keep going and move forward with much more energy and motivation. So thank you very much if you do that. Don't forget to look beyond your life. You will discover an entire new and wonderful world. I wish you all the best for today and the future. So see you next time if you would like. Luke is here, and it is goodbye from me.